What if two of hip-hop's greatest legends had never been taken from us? What if Tupac Shakur and Christopher Wallace, better known as Biggie Smalls, survived the violence that ended their lives far too soon? In this alternate universe, we explore how the world of hip-hop and culture at large might have evolved if these icons had lived. From music, to business, to politics, this is What If Universe. Tupac was gunned down in Las Vegas on September 13, 1996. Just 6 months later, Biggie was killed in Los Angeles on March 9, 1997. Their deaths symbolized the peak of the East Coast-West Coast feud, a rivalry stoked by media, record labels, and industry insiders. Both were in their mid-20s. Both were at the height of their creative powers. Both left behind a void that changed music forever. But let's rewind. Let's imagine Tupac and Biggie survived those nights. The shock of the near-death experiences brings both artists to the negotiating table. A secret meeting brokered by mutual friends ends the East Coast-West Coast war. Instead of rivals, they become collaborators. A joint album, a world tour. The media stops fueling the fire, and hip-hop culture begins to shift from division to unity. With Tupac and Biggie alive, the late 90s and early 2000s sound different. Tupac continues to blend activism and artistry. His lyrics challenge police brutality, poverty, and systemic racism. He builds on his idea of thug life as a movement, not just a phrase. Biggie refines his storytelling, mentoring a new generation of Brooklyn MCs. His style shapes not just East Coast rap, but global flows. Instead of 50 Cent rising on a platform of violence and survival, we see a smoother transition where hip-hop embraces diversity of sound earlier, conscious rap, jazz fusion, reggaeton collaborations. In this timeline, Tupac and Biggie don't just stay in the studio. Tupac forms a multimedia company focused on music, film, and social change. He stars in and produces films that speak to young Black America. Biggie builds Bad Boy South, expanding the empire beyond New York. He becomes a mentor to artists like Ludacris and T.I., helping bridge regional gaps. With Tupac and Biggie alive, hip-hop becomes less associated with violence in the public eye. The moral panics of the late 90s about rap causing crime lose momentum. Instead, hip-hop becomes a vehicle for dialogue. Pac leads summits on inner-city violence. Biggie funds after-school programs. The culture wars still exist, but their narrative has changed. Rap isn't just the scapegoat, it's part of the solution. Today, Tupac would be in his 50s. Biggie too. In this world, they headline festivals like Coachella. They co-found streaming platforms. Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Cardi B, all would cite living mentors as their greatest influence. The music industry itself might look different. Fewer exploitative contracts, more artist-owned labels. And the sound? A fusion of old-school lyricism, Afrobeat, Latin trap, and whatever genre Tupac decided to invent. Could it have happened? We'll never know. But in this what-if universe, Tupac and Biggie didn't just live, they changed the world.